So Leslie, every season of Homeland is unique and every season is ripped from the headlines. I mean, do you feel, is it hard to keep up with what's going on in the news as you're shooting this show?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I mean, again, I don't think you can try to second guess what's happening in the world. That would be impossible and destined to fail. I think you have to tell a good story and have great, compelling characters at the heart of it. But I think, again, I was saying, you know, this trip to meet with intelligence experts and talking about the concerns they have in the world does indeed shape the season and the kind of questions we're asking. I mean, we were definitely looking at the 72 days between the president's election and transition to becoming president, and that, you know, again, the outcome with Trump being elected, definitely not what we had imagined, you know, and maybe hoped, but casting Elizabeth Marvel as the president and not a Hillary clone at all was definitely a conscious choice, because it can't be that close to reality. It has to, you know, it has to be the story. But certainly a president at odds with their intelligence community and looking at the reaction and overreaction possibly to 9/11, you know, and the $120 billion a year counterterrorism budget when there have been 95 deaths from terrorism and 35,000 per year from gun violence. I mean, these are interesting things to discuss. There's no right and wrong, and a wounded warrior. Looking at Quinn's character, you know, yeah, that to me is very relevant right now in the world we're in.
It's a lot to work with. I mean, it's interesting too because, you know, in the first few episodes you have this kind of slow build where you're following another character, and I don't want to spoil anything, but things become interesting. Can you talk about plotting out the season that way, directorially?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. I mean, they're doing it in the writers' room, and we're certainly doing it as directors. And the slow build of kind of the anxiety of a political thriller, you know, and I think it's ramped up to now where we are in the penultimate episode and coming into the finale this week. It's getting more and more intense. Definitely. I know it makes people nervous. People always tell me all the time, your show makes me so nervous. And, you know, it is a bit anxiety producing, and it is a political thriller. So I guess we're doing our job.
Absolutely. And this season also brings you to New York.
Yes.
What did that add to the show?
Well, I think it added a huge amount, bringing Homeland back to America and looking at American politics and what's happening here. And yes, the CIA operates, you know, primarily internationally, but I think bringing it back, you know, and certainly it's profound to be back in New York where the first terrorist attack, you know, not the first actually,
but a lot of history.
Yes, yeah, it's all there, you know, in being in New York. And the challenge with shooting in New York is that New York has been shot so much. So how are we going to shoot it differently and see New York in a different way? And for a director, that's wonderfully challenging.
Well, thank you so much.